Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is Raymond, that DIY guy, and it is Christmas Eve. So for our video today, I am going to make Christmas stockings. Right? This is very easy. Anyone can do it. I even have some of my students do this kind of thing. They do not have to be traditional Christmas colors. I made this one out of a pair of old jeans and a piece of leftover fabric from another project. So I also like to blend culture, right? So one stocking I am going to make out of this beautiful fabric here with the Chinese clouds, red with the white band. But I love dragons. I don't care, Chinese dragon, Western dragon, I love dragons. But I have this beautiful Chinese dragon fabric here. So I am going to make a stocking with this. So the first thing we need to do is cut our pattern out. Well, I've already marked my pattern on this one. And with things like Christmas stockings or stuff like this, when you have multiple pieces, many pieces, the same exact shape, you can cut them all at the same time. So I am going to put this here, find out where I can get the best look for my dragons. I want them, there you go, that will be cool, right there I think. And then I'm going to pin this one right on top. I need a little bit more width. There we go. Pin this one right on top of this one. Now, I like my stockings to hang nice and straight, not be all like this hanging. So I want my fabric to be a little stiffer. I'm going to use an iron-on fabric liner. I'm going to cut it the shape that I need. It's cheating, right? But, shh, don't tell anyone. Now these are fabric markers. These will not leave a permanent mark. This mark will go away with heat. Now we're going to move over to the ironing board. Move my iPad out of the way. And we have our Chinese red clouds. Right. Remember, you want to put this on the inside of your fabric, right? Not the outside. And then remember, feel. Feel for that bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. You'll lay it right on top. Okay, we're going to go to the sewing machine. We're going to put our first stitches in. So we're going to sew these two together and then turn them right side out. Removing pair, and we're going to just run a standard seam, which is about a little bit less than a centimeter, right? Basically just the width of the foot. Remember, when you're sewing, always a couple stitches forward and then a couple stitches back. That will lock their stitches together. And then, it got me. Pull your pins as you're sewing. Most of the time, the pins will move a little when you get close to it with a needle. But if it hits that needle... Okay, we're back. We have our two stockings sewn on the main body seam. We're going to trim off extras because we have to turn this inside out, right? Turn it inside out so that we have the pretty side. But here, on these curves, especially the inside curves, right? If you have too much fabric, you won't get that nice round edge. So you got to trim it close, but be careful. Don't cut your stitches. Be careful. And we've got these sewn. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put them inside the stocking, right? Inside. Why inside? Well, when we stitch it, then we're going to fold it and it will turn out and it will hide our stitching line. So get your seam, line up your seam here with your seam inside. And then put that pin in, that first pin. Then do the other side. Yes, this is going to fight you a little bit. Don't worry about that. Right, now you see it's nice and fitting. Pin. See, I'm holding it tight while I put these side pins in. Now I can put that last pin in. I'm going to pull it like this, keep it tight, and get that front pin right there. Same thing. Open that seam up. As I will tell you, the fabric that does the most beautiful finished product is often the hardest fabric to work with. You see how this is falling apart? We don't have to worry about that after we're finished. But while we're working, it wants to fall apart or unravel. Alright, pull it tight. Pin that side, pull it tight, pin that side, pull it it tight, hold it, pin that front. Alright, now I'm going to go to the machine and stitch these, and we will be right back. In just around an hour, we made 2 Christmas stockings, and it was made with mostly leftover materials. Right? Except for this part I cut new, but they do not have to be 100% red and white tradition. Right? You can make it with your personal style, you can make it with your old clothes that you don't wear anymore, make it a memory, make one every year with your children's old clothes and call it a memory stocking. Alright? Until next time, keep DIYing, try learning new things, and I will see you again soon. Good night.